This trip takes place on the south coast of New South Wales in the Moreton National Park, just west of the coastal town of Conjola. We planned on finding a route into a valley that's gone largely unexplored for the last few decades. This was our attempt. Enjoy.
Let's rock and roll, dude. So there's just enough rain to add an oil slick across the rocks at the moment, which is
We had kept a close eye on the weather reports and we were expecting a light shower or two throughout the day, so we weren't worried on our drive in. However, we had never driven the track that was going to take us to the start of our hike, so we didn't quite know what to expect.
How far? Is that
just over there? Yeah.
I'm gonna have to have a look at it.
Yeah.
So it was just a shallow crossing with a rocky bottom, so we were pretty safe to cross this on our own.
This is fucking crazy in here. It reminds me of like North Queensland or something.
Wow, mate.
Yeah, it has this little grove of cabbage palms.
The sun rose as we passed by a patch of southern rainforest. We also faced a few more obstacles too.
Panel B terrain. Fucking tree, dude. Oh, hang on. I think we're good. Hang on. Yes. 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 Good. Good.
Now traversing a ridgeline, we were fast approaching our destination. However, a light shower decided to show its face.
Well, fuck, dude.
It's not the weather we came for. We're just coming up on our infiltration point and it's seeming quite surreal. We've been looking at maps for a week or two and to finally be coming up to this spot is, yeah, it's pretty cool. We're still going up. It's pretty intimidating.
Which means we're gonna have a long way to walk down.
Yeah, every meter we go altitude north is fucking altitude south, eh? Oh well, we're up on a ridge line now. It's been a grueling four-wheel drive session.
After sitting in the car for 2 hours, we were quite excited to get out and take a look at the terrain we would be walking through.
So we're just following a game trail here.
into the bush in the hope that the game use this track to go down to the creek, which is where we're trying to get to. After getting a lay of the land, we returned to the car to check our bearings. We wanted to triple check exactly where we were before we set off down the valley. That included the use of maps, GPS, and the drone. And then we'll go from there. I guess we should actually tell people what we're trying to find out here, what we're doing.
Yeah, well, that's sort of all up in the air in itself. It's a bit of a wild card, but yeah, so there's a big valley down in here that looks super, super interesting. Just in terms of its geology and indigenous history and things like that. And there's really no other way to get there than just straight down. It's pretty intense. Straight down. It's like a big Lost World gorge valley vibe, but yeah, with all the, I think it's called the ectodermic growth, all the fire regrowth, it's like you're walking blind.
This little little left turn up here. It's just up the road there. So we're about right here, and so when we were walking down the ridge before, that was the ridge line that was going away to our right, just there. And then there's another one here, which gives us quite a this little valley sort of dip, which gives us a nice little sort of point of reference. There isn't anything around that does it that drastically. So we can just come off the road and hopefully follow it straight down to the creek. Seems to be a cliff over further to our south, just here. If we hit the cliff, we know we've gone too far south. So we'll see how we go. We'll get the drone up.
Using the drone really helped us to get our bearings out here. However, it pulled into focus just how isolated we were. This was not a place you wanted to sustain an injury. As you saw from the drive in, no one was getting to us in a hurry.
Alright, so we're just making final preparations, getting everything packed away, and then we're going to head off. We got the drone up, had a look around. We've got a pretty good idea of where we are, where we're going. So we're going to leave the car. I'm a bit sad about it.
Righto. Oh, fucking straight into it, dude. Fucking biggest spider you could ever imagine. This is what I envisaged. I'm happy with this.
So pretty lucky here. We've stumped, well, not really lucky. We were intending to find this. Just come off the road and hopefully follow it straight down to the creek. But this is one of the little creeks that feeds into where we're trying to get to. It's pretty dry at the moment, which makes it pretty easy to walk through compared to what we were walking through just moments ago. There's that cliff line over there. I'm not sure if you can see it.
Oh, nice.
Seems to be a cliff over further to our south, just here. But we've pretty much landed right on it.
Wow.
So,
fuck, this is basically just a little gap, isn't it?
Yeah, but we'll see what's just over the edge here.
Well, we've just spotted a pond and then a void, which can mean fucking death and destruction.
A waterfall, possibly?
Possible waterfall.
That's where we've come from. Just sort of been following this creek down. Hasn't been too bad. The rocks are a little bit slippery from that rain we had this morning when we drove in.
In the creek that we heard, eh?
Yeah.
It wasn't long down the chute until we started encountering slippery rocks. This alone wasn't too bad, but coupled with steep drop-offs and the weight of our packs, it made the going tough. We wanted to scout ahead before committing any further.
It's not too bad. Scramble down just there. Get down. Keep following the creek.
Oh, I can see the fucking cabbage palms.
Yeah, we're getting close.
We're not. I'm almost calling it too gnarly.
He's throwing the towel in already.
I'm almost throwing towels in, eh? I just think, no, I'm not throwing towels in.
We're going to cut back to this when we're at the bottom.
I'm almost going Plan B vibes.
So we hit a little bit of an impasse. I'm standing, we've been following this creek the whole way down, and safe to say that this could be called the Conjola Glacier. It is that slippery. So we put the drone up, we sort of had a look around. It looks like it gets a fair bit steeper before it gets better. We are pretty close to the creek though. It's like maybe 200 metres away, maybe a bit more. But it does go down probably another 150 metres of altitude. So we've decided to head back up and try and find a different path. This might just probably not too safe for two people, I'd imagine. I think I think we could push on a little bit further, but Barrett doesn't, and in a two-man operation, it's either all in or nothing. So we'll turn around, we'll head back up, and yeah, see what we can find back up there.
Dogged it. See, this is kind of the terrain that is a challenge with a bag on. Oh yeah! You're hiding from the wall or something? This is the spot, eh?
You would not be found here for quite some time if no one knew you were here.
Oh, I'm pretty much crawling.
We were almost out of the chute. We had one last feature to climb when a rock moved under my feet. The stumble resulted in a broken finger. Could have been a lot worse.
Yep. It'll fucking do it to you.
That rock just caved in.
Yep.
And almost took my ankle with it. We've got to be careful out here. This is one of the reasons why we've sort of turned around. It wouldn't have been much easier down there either.
I reckon you're sweating out about a litre every 10 minutes up in this zone. It's like the Borneo forest, it's that humid. Pretty bloody cool, but
It took us about an hour to get out of the chute, but we were finally back at the car.
alright, we're just traversing back, so basically we're going in an easterly direction back towards the coast, so we're losing ground on the creek. So basically the spot we wanted to get to is not the headwater, but off the escarpment where the waterfalls are all going to come down into a valley, sort of at that point where the waterfalls come off the plateau down into the valley. That's sort of the zone we wanted to go to. It looks super rainforesty and cool. So that's why we were trying to infiltrate that point way further up so that we could just come straight down into the gorge. But yeah, as you saw, that wasn't really possible. So what we're doing now is we're just traversing back along the ridge in the Forby. We're going to basically lose about 7 kilometers back down the creek. We're going to get in there and just go for a hike up the creek and see how we go. Don't really know what to expect. Probably just going to be a bit of rock hopping and stuff. Hopefully the rocks have got a little bit more traction than those bloody moss covered icicles, but yeah, we'll see how we go. This is the sort of stuff we're dealing with. Trees down everywhere, little goat tracks around them. It's very lucky that we got the Toyota. So yeah, you can see we're coming down into the gorge. All the hills up there, we're coming down some pretty steep country. It's taking it nice and slow. The Land Cruiser is just eating it for breakfast.
Look, it just got a bit steeper here, so we'll just leave the car there for a moment, come down and have a look. You don't want to drive down these sorts of spots and not have somewhere you can turn around. You could reverse up here, but just fucking, yeah. I mean, yeah, you could reverse up here, but you don't really want to be doing that. It's not ideal. So we're close. Hear the creek. The walk down into the gorge was certainly a lot easier here. We were, however, a lot further away from where we wanted to be, and the only way was upstream.
It's like crystal clear, dude. Look how clear it is. Wow. This is gonna be fucking nice, man.
So we're gonna go barefoot and...
Yeah, do you reckon just tie our shoes to our bag and just walk up with barefoot?
I think that's the way to do it. We said goodbye to the car for the second time as we set off to tackle the river. To be honest, it wasn't much easier than our first attempt, but at least the water was keeping us cool, and we were making pretty decent time. There was a lot of debris and a lot of water crossings. We were certainly getting the feeling that this gorge wasn't going to give up her secrets too easily.
Pops is hitting the rapids. Yeah, you can just run through them sloppy, but I feel like your shoes would be slippery though, wouldn't they?
If I was a bass, that's where I'd hole. I'd be holed up in there somewhere. Is she deep here?
Not good, man. Not that good, eh? Hold it up for a sec.
Yeah.
Do you want to film this?
Yeah, I'm filming.
Oh, shit. So we're just pulling up for a bit of a feed. We both brought along a couple little snacks. I've got some beef jerky that I made in the oven. Bryce has got a couple of snacks. I think he's got some jerky that he made as well.
I roasted some peanuts as well.
And yeah, Oh, roasted some peanuts. Bloody hell, that's a good idea. Yeah, and a little update. It's pretty tough country coming up through this creek, but it's refreshing, nice being in the water. I think we're gonna get the map out and try and find a nice sort of rainforest zone somewhere up ahead. We'll try and find a goal to set, and yeah, we'll go find a really nice spot and hopefully make camp. How nice is that swimming hole? So nice and clear.
We've decided to stop walking. We've set up a little camp here by the river. Gonna have a little... We put the drone up and had a look sort of further up. It's very much of the same sort of tough, slow going country. So we could keep going, but it's quite a way off where we were hoping to get to at the start of the day. So we're just going to enjoy what we've got right here. After setting up our camp, we grabbed our cameras to explore further up the creek. We were taking our time, enjoying the scenery, and we were pretty stoked with the day so far. We would have only been a couple hundred metres from our camp when in the distance we could hear the deep sounds of rolling thunder. It was coming from the west, on top of the very plateau that fed this creek we were currently knee-deep in. We were warned about the potential for flash flooding in these gorges before we set off.
Are you serious?
Oh dude, look at the clouds. That's a storm cloud.
Mate, think about how humid it is. The storm's going to be intense.
Yeah.
So we've come across adversity today, eh? We've had ice, slippery canyons, fucking 200 metre drops. The going is tough. And now it looks like we may be in for psychotic thunderstorms, and we're thinking about maybe heading back to the vehicle, peeling home. And
Although we weren't in any immediate danger, we were aware of the fact that the catchment area for this particular creek is quite large,
Yeah, it's getting
so it
close.
doesn't need a lot of rain to rise a couple of feet.
Yeah.
And given how wet
Yeah,
this summer
we'll
has
make it.
been and how full the groundwater is at the moment, we weren't going to stick around to find out.
Well, we're gonna hightail back to camp, pack up, probably get back to the car. Even if it doesn't rain here on us, the fact that it could rain upstream and the only place we've found to sleep is on the river.
Yeah, we're about, what's our clearance? Probably.
Oh, a couple feet.
Yeah, a couple of feet.
And this, well, as you can see by the canyons,
I tell you what, that's nice country.
this river can. Yeah. Alright, we're going.
We've decided we are out of here. We're in a canyon. Well, up here you can see this is where the water gets to, and yeah, there's a massive storm brewing. We can hear it, rolling thunder. So we're done, we're going. We got to go pack up tent real quick and get out of here. It's mid-afternoon, so yeah, we've had to make some calls today. We've had to make a few calls, and this is one of them. One of the calls is that we're out of here. Oh, Bubs has gone wild. Bubs has just gone in. Bubs has just gone in. He's got about a $5,000 camera and he saved it. Holy fuck. Oh shit, I've nearly gone in.
That looks all good. Alright, so we've packed everything up. Packs are on. We've got mammotus clouds rolling in overhead, which is not a good sign, and we are in gorge country, and we are in a gorge. And there's a storm upstream. We did check the charts and it was like a light chance of a shower, but yeah, out here things can change quite drastically. As you saw before, we were swimming around in here, it was all sunny and nice, and we decided to go for a walk, and that's when we could hear sort of rolling thunder. So we're just getting boots on, packs are packed up, and we're about to hit it. Thunder's definitely gotten a bit closer now, noticeably.
The catchment is so extreme that all this catchment here, this whole catchment only comes from a very small concentrated little zone.
Source.
So when it goes,
yeah, it will go and it'll come up quite high. So we're just...
It's just it just goes straight up. Like look over here.
Yeah, straight up.
It's just straight up. So when the water starts coming through, it just feels straight up.
We can, if we do notice the water coming up, we will just skirt up the bank there.
You can see all this is all bent over because of flash floods.
Yeah. And like I said, we planned to come here when it wasn't raining, but the weather changes. Got like a little goanna track here. We're getting close, surely.
That is looking darkness.
We did not want to get stuck in there in a thunderstorm.
Fucking hell, man.
Have you ever been this happy to see a hill?
Oh, dude, I think we just made it.
I know.
Literally pulling myself up this hill.
So we've made it out. We're almost back to the highway. Sam's getting another beer. It's in the baby seat.
Oh yeah, nice.
Strapped in.
Cheers, boys.
Another beer. It's raining. We've had lightning coming in.
We made a good call.
Yeah, we made a good call.
We checked out the forecast. I mean, not the forecast, the radars. We checked all that stuff out, and yeah, we'll throw that up in the video. But yeah, you'll see for yourself. It's bloody intense rainfall. The bomb's calling bloody immediate broadcast for severe thunderstorms and stuff like that.
And more importantly, it was all on the higher ground above the gorge, further inland. So by tonight or tomorrow morning, where we were would likely be underwater,
Inundated.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd be living like the Egyptians on the Nile, I reckon.
Cheers.
So here we are, almost back out onto the main road. From when we first heard the thunder, and the rolling thunder, to back out on the main road here, it's probably taken us about 2.5 hours, I say. Probably took us about 20 minutes to pack down, get everything away. And then we pretty much ran back down through the creek, which resulted in falling in the water quite a few times. But when you got rolling thunder coming in behind you,
Battered bodies.
we were just trying to get out of there.
Battered bodies. Sleep well tonight.
And with that, our adventure came to an end. Our journey to the source of Conjola Creek would have to be continued another day. Thanks for watching.